At the end of April, I did an entire portfolio update video showing you everything that I held across all of my different accounts. Vanguard, Trading 212, Free Trade, Coinbase, eToro at the time, and it equated to £16,557. Before we start taking a look at any of those different accounts, I'm going to show you the spreadsheet that I've put together recently on Excel to track all of my investments. So you can see here, this is my basic overall investment tracker. Now I'm still working on it, it's not completed yet, but I'm fairly happy with where it's at the moment. You can see from this kind of dashboard page, I've got lots of information here on screen. I've got the total invested cash, so the total amount that I've invested across every single one of the investment platforms that I currently invest cash in. You can see the total value of all of those investment accounts, and of course that will get updated throughout this video. You can see the total gain or loss, so that's including capital gain and dividend gain throughout the longevity of this portfolio. And then the total return on investments, the total cash on cash return on investment, including dividend income. Over here on the right hand side, we've got the two dividends. So we've got the Vanguard dividend at the moment, and we've got the Trading 212 dividend, which of course filters through from the dividend tab that I've got down the bottom, which we'll speak about in a moment. So just lots of little bits here going on just so that I get a really good understanding of where my portfolio is at. Might seem a bit geeky, but I'm kind of into all of that. The graph here obviously shows the progression of my portfolio in terms of total value since obviously inception back in May of 2019. Something I do need to do that I've just realised is I need to change the colour of these two lines, because this one here shows Vanguard, even though Vanguard's reddish down here, and this red one is showing me Trading 212, so a little bit of work needed still, but fairly happy with where it's at. And the yellow line here shows the overall total portfolio value, which looks like it's dropped all the way down, but that's just because there's no data being input yet, but we'll sort that out. If we scroll down a little bit, you can see that we've got all of the different accounts that I hold, so Vanguard, Trading 212 and Coinbase, and we've got the return on investment, and again this is cash on cash investment. So for Vanguard, Trading 212 and then Coinbase. It is just worth noting that the Trading 212 doesn't factor in the free shares that I've received. So free shares are showing as essentially return on investment, which is why it's skewed just a little bit. But in essence, it's money that I've received into my portfolio, not money that I've put in. So I'm kind of going to leave it like that, I think. We've also got the totals, so the total amount that I've invested into each of these platforms here, the total amount of income on each of these two platforms here, total fees, and then total value across the top. So fairly simple, fairly easy to break down. And then below that, of course, we've got all of the monthly data. So you can see how much I've invested each month, you can see how much dividend income I've received each month, the fees that I've paid each month, and the total value at the end of each of those months that I've transferred across from each of the platforms. And then over here on the right hand side, we've got the overall portfolio value, which of course pulls all the invested cash through from each of the portfolios, the total values through from each of the portfolios and adds them all up. And then we have a total return on investment here down the right hand side, showing your invested capital versus your value of the portfolio as a whole. We'll hop across to the dividend tracker, which again is fairly simple. We've got the total dividends that I've received across all of my portfolio, and it's split down to Vanguard and Trading 212 dividends. And then we've got a nice little bar chart here which shows exactly how much dividends I get from each month across the different years. So you can see that is steadily growing across most months, or it's steadily growing across every single month, with the exception of November down here. At the moment, we're still lagging behind a little bit last year, and I'm expecting that to happen just because AT&T's dividends fallen a little bit. But you can see over time, dividends are increasing. So like I say, if you like what I've put together here, or you just kind of want to use something similar to this, or if you want this exact spreadsheet, you're more than welcome to it. Drop a comment below and I can kind of send it across to you if you want it. Like I say, you might need to tweak it so that it's specific to you and what you're investing in, but the basis of it is there if that's something you want. So let me know in the comments below, and if you do like it, obviously like the video as well. Without further ado, let's hop into each of my accounts really quickly, won't take too long, and draw some data down. So to start with, we need to hop back across to Vanguard. I did a portfolio update here fairly recently. It is just worth me saying that this is being recorded on the 20th of November, so Sunday the 20th of November. By the time this comes out, a lot could have happened in the stock market. We know what's going on at the moment. It's a difficult time, but we've got to track it from somewhere. So the portfolio has actually fallen by about £100 over the last week, back from the £13,000 that it was on. Obviously I breached £13,000 for the first time, fallen back to £12,903.20, and you'll notice that the fees still haven't come out, but I'm sure they'll come out very, very soon. So what we'll do, we'll click through to the performance tab, and then we will go by the month data here, just to see exactly what we've invested so far this month, so that that can be put into the spreadsheet as well. So we'll pull down and you can see November, so far this month we've invested £270. So we can come down here and we can put that into our spreadsheet for November, so £270. And what you'll notice is that when we put that in, this number just up here will change as well, along with the overall return on investment. Back across to Vanguard, and we now want to know how much interest or income. We've got 13 pence in income this month and no fees so far. So we'll flick back across to the spreadsheet. We've got 13 pence in income and then nothing in the fees. And then the total value was £12,903.20. So we'll put that in here, £12,903.20. And you can see that then equates to the overall return on investment of 12.79%. So the next column we're interested in then is Trading 212. So we've hopped onto the Trading 212 platform here. What we want to know to start with is how much we've invested in Trading 212 so far. So we'll come across to the History tab and we'll look at transactions, and we can see that so far this month I've deposited £30 on the 2nd of November and then £20 on the 30th of November. These two here are free share promotions, so we will just ignore that for now. So that's £50 that we can put into my investments tab over here. Dividend income isn't too difficult. We've received £1.94 from AT&T, 51p from Apple, and then 99p from Realty Income. So that equates to £3.44 so far this month, and there's been absolutely no fees from any of the ETFs I hold on the platform. The current overall value of this account is £3,911.60, so £3,911.60. So you can see that's fallen ever so slightly from last month, and obviously I've invested cash as well. So you'll notice that the overall return on investment has fallen a little bit there as well. The final thing we need to do then is come across to Coinbase. Now, for those of you who keep up to date with the cryptocurrency space, you'll know that it's all gone a bit dark really recently, hasn't it? You can see nothing too much going on. It's kind of fallen down, well, a lot very recently, which isn't what we like to see. So at the moment, it's valued at £610.34. So we'll come back across and we'll just nicely add that in. So £6,010.24. Already added in £100 in cash this month already, so that's already been allocated. 610.34. Perfect. So we've put all of the data now that we need into this spreadsheet. So what that's done is it's chucked out this here over on the right hand side, and that will also pull through to the very top of the spreadsheet up here. So you can see in the 3.5 years that I've been investing so far, I've invested just under £15,000 into my future. That is all worth £17,425.14 at this point in time. Now that is a little bit behind where we were expecting, but of course we've had a massive pullback since April earlier in the year, which is one of the reasons why this isn't closer to £20,000 at this point. My investments have returned to me, including dividend income, a total of £2,524.14, or a real return, cash on cash, of just under £17,000. And you can see the growth of all of these portfolios here over time, and you can see since obviously adding the Coinbase one in, it's taken a fairly substantial dip. And then Trading 212 has taken a bit of a dip as well, but you can see the rest of him, and this most important yellow line here has got a nice trend forwards. Over here, my portfolio weighting, around 74% of my portfolio is in my Vanguard account at the moment. Around 22.5% is in Trading 212, and then about 3.5% is in Coinbase. And kind of what I'm looking for is around a 75-25 kind of allocation, with Vanguard, Trading 212 and then Coinbase being the smallest. So we're kind of about there. I'm not looking to put much more into crypto right at this moment in time with all of the uncertainty around it. But I might obviously live to regret that. Something I'm going to add onto this spreadsheet sometime very soon is kind of a target for £300 and £400 invested each and every month. You might remember a few months ago, maybe even a year ago now, I did a video talking about my future £1 million portfolio. So what I think it'd be interesting to do is put target amounts for that end goal onto this chart, just to see if I'm ahead or behind of target. There's nothing I can really do about it. It might mean that I can stimulate myself to invest a little bit more capital. Not really much I can do for the stock market though, but it might just be another interesting thing to do to track that progress over time. Videos like this are really interesting for me to put together because it keeps me really motivated, and that was part of the reason for putting the spreadsheet together. I've got money in lots of different places now, it's all drawn together in one, and I can see how it's progressing. Like I say, if you do want this spreadsheet for yourself, let me know in the comments below and give a thumbs up to the video if you've enjoyed this video, and I'll make sure that I can get this spreadsheet across to you. And of course, if you want to catch all of my future updates, please do subscribe to the channel because we're growing very quickly again. Apart from that though, I hope you're all enjoying the festivities of the Qatari World Cup. If you do want to make a little bit of extra cash off of it, check out this video on match betting next, which will show you exactly how to make tax-free cash every single month. And if you want to see how far my portfolio has come since the last entire portfolio update, check that video out just here. I'll see you very soon.